So many have been taught when they started to form their left hand in form of lovely orange. In fact, I was taught that too. By getting older, I observe that my colleagues, still playing according to this lovely image, have developed difficulties. Difficulties playing at all, and particularly playing in tune. This video explains the mistakes of a cumbersome and unhealthy technique introduced in order to offer something easy to remember, particularly for children. When I started learning cello, I noticed that although my teacher preached the orange, he usually didn't stick to that posture. Polite as our generation was as children, I never pointed it out to him, but at home I played as he did, and in the lesson as he preached, unless I forgot. So, what's wrong with a beautiful orange? When holding an orange, we form the whole hand around the orange. You can observe the bent knuckles of each finger and also the bent thumb. Let's have a look what effect bent knuckles have. I stretch my fingers straight out, then I fold my fingers in. I attempt to stretch, but they can't stretch as if they are locked in. Try it out. And they are locked in. Bent knuckles limit our stretchability. If the hand is not totally folded, we can stretch a little bit by putting continuous strain on our whole system, not only muscles and tendons, but also joints and even bones. What else belongs to the beautiful orange posture? Apart from keeping the hand always nice and round, which we can't play really in tune, there are more instructions many of us had to follow. The one was playing the hand at a right angle, which looks like this. Playing on the fingertips with all fingers, so in order not to touch the other string. I put my hand in a right angle to the fingerboard, nice and straight, all 4 fingers on the tip. As you can see, the first and fourth finger are curving slightly inwards, which means I try to stretch and I lose by going inwards, I lose by going inwards. I test in this position my ability to fine-tune and try to move 2 or 3 to either side. It's very difficult. Even stretching from 1 to 4 is an effort for my hand, and my hand is not that small. Now I put my hand at a slant. Suddenly 2 and 3 can move as far that they can touch 1 or 4. I might mention here also that it's easier to see 2 and 3 as a union. So if you play 2, we should only try to play 2 exactly in tune, disregarding where the 3 falls. If we play 3, like as a leading note, to 4, we try to play 3 exactly in tune, disregarding where the 2 may fall. The idea that 2 and 3 have always to be at the right place is wrong. According to key and harmony, we need to listen to each note if this note sounds exactly in tune. It varies from key to key and harmony to harmony. Now, I want to get my hand even more comfortable. I get rid of what I call the being a good boy effort, to lift my arms always high up. Here's a cover of Mr. Rostropovich. Have a look how low his arm is when he plays on the A string, and how comfortable he looks. So I lower my arm so far that 1 and 4 don't play on the tip, but rather flat. 2 and 3 stands deeper. In fact, I go with my hand so low that I can put a pencil between my fingers and the pencil goes straight underneath the cello neck. Most people play like this, but have a try. It's very comfortable. This position gives me guarantee that my wrist and knuckles are straight, I don't damage my hand, and if you push on your fingers, you can feel you have power. This is on the A string. For each string lower, the arm moves a bit up so that my fingers don't need to curve as much. There's another reason not to play exactly on the fingertips. It hurts. Because we play just on the bone and it can damage our nerves. It also produces a harsh sound. Flatter fingers produce a warmer sound and a better vibrato. When I talk to the beautiful orange defenders, they always jump in and say, but then the fingers touch the string above. Yes, they do. Does it matter? Usually not, but sometimes. I invite the viewer to have a look at the hand of the great cellist Sol Gabetta. Her fingers are even flatter than mine. But when she plays the double stops in Elgar, they are spot on and clear. Then I'm asked, doesn't that need a lot of concentration to change the hand position? Actually not. A friend of mine, a violinist, gave the best comparison to understand that problem. If you keep always the safe distance, you don't know exactly where the string is, because you never feel it. He said it is as if a blind man enters a large hall. Being afraid of touching the walls, he will never move freely because he's scared of touching the walls. But if he would first go out and feel where the walls are, he would enjoy all the space and could dance around. If we always touch the next string, we know exactly where it is and can avoid it touching it by tiny, tiny movements. Like, you wouldn't even see what I did. It is so tiny. We don't need to keep our fingers permanently miles away, risk playing out of tune, suffer under the constant tension. And that just to avoid every now and then touching the upper string. But I will test now the common solution to move the arm up in order not to touch the next string. Arm high up, like a good boy or girl. I play 4 on D. I touch the A. I lift my arm more, I still touch the A. Now touching depends on only how steep the last knuckle is, from here to here. Lifting the arm doesn't change the angle of the knuckle much, but bringing the hand plate close changes just this little knuckle. If you're used to feel the string, you learn to move just far away from the A that we can't feel it. That's enough. As a bystander, you wouldn't even notice the tiny effort I put into it. Now we have one orange technique left, the bent thumb. Beginners always push their thumb too hard, and I think the bent thumb is introduced to stop that. But in the long run, it creates the opposite. I must demonstrate that again with a pencil. If my thumb is bent and I press on the pencil, you can see the tension. Here the whole area is tense. But if I have it like this, and have the thumb straight and the knuckle straight, you can see the tension disappears. But you can see it better now. You can try it on the cello, that the thumb is back, the finger is flat, it's straight here. I'll get my cello. I get my neck, the thumb is back, and this finger is just coming around. The thumb is showing back in opposite to this cramped position. Usually, frequent use of our hands should keep them more agile and healthy. It's like if we would never walk, our legs' mobility would suffer. But I observed that with cellists using the orange positions, the left hand fails to work properly, has more troubles moving than the right hand. In short, we can wreck our hand. And it should not happen. There are ways to play comfortable and healthy without pains up into an old age, as many cellists have done before. To finish the session, I will sum up what a healthy, comfortable and versatile posture looks like. So the arm is back, the hand plate is flat, the arm is straight from elbow to the second knuckle, and I play in a light slight slant. More or less it feels like the fingers just crawl to the top of the fingerboard, 1 and 4 flatter, 2 and 3 steeper, slight slanting position. I need to mention that a good arm position is also dependent on the position of the cello neck in the lower positions, like not in the arm position, thumb position. If the cello neck is too close to our neck, the arm needs to rise in order to reach, and we can't stretch well. In the lower positions, the cello neck should have the distance of about a hand width from our shoulder and from our neck. You can try it without a cello, it shows it better. If we have our hand here, we can stretch, it's all comfortable. If we move now here to our neck, we can't even go low. And if you try to stretch, it is very difficult. If you move out here and try it again with a pencil, it is so much easier. If you try now this new position, you feel the ease in which power is applied and the ease in stretching and flexibility. But if you're not used to it, even if you wish to try it out, you will notice the hand wants to go back to what it was used to. Our muscles are very conservative, they don't want change. The best advice is to change into the new posture at every rest or every start of the line or so. This is much better than permanently being aware and fixed on the new posture. You would just create a new tension. I wish to say goodbye for today, and sorry about the loss of the beautiful orange.